Welcome to the Devil's Digest Podcast. I'm your host and DevilsDigest.com publisher, Hod Rabino, and here with me today is ASU guard Vijay Wallace. Vijay is one of two holdovers from last year's team, now ready to kick off his career as a Sun Devil after sitting out all of last season due to an injury. Vijay, thanks for joining us. And first of all, ask how are you doing? How's your health right now these days?
Everything is all good. We've been starting summer workouts, so I'm just getting back to it and getting back used to playing again. But everything has been good.
Yeah, so the fans who don't know, Vijay Wallace was one of the newcomers last year that ASU was counting on quite a bit. An unfortunate broken leg and ankle injury in the Texas A&M exhibition game did sideline him for the entire season. Vijay, to take me to that moment, here you are, a junior college transfer, wanting to prove yourself on the D1 level, and this injury hits. How was those first few days, few weeks of the injury, and how were you able to deal with it off the court for the rest of the year?
I mean, it was a crazy injury. My first time ever having to miss time due to injury, and just such a serious injury, especially like you said, my first D1 like game trying to prove myself, and it was kind of tough, but getting through it. My family came down here and they were able to support me, and obviously the coaching staff and other players, they all looked out for me. So it was tough, but it was like it was kind of easy to handle when I had all the support.
Yeah, no, nobody wants to have a season-ending injury, but I hear from so many players, whether it's football or basketball, that they're saying that sitting out that entire year does help them appreciate the game, does help them learn things about themselves, and also learn things about the game. What are some of the things that you took away from a difficult year, but maybe a year that, in an ironic way, did benefit you in some ways?
I would say just being able to travel with the team and watching a lot of the games like in person up close and just seeing the speed of like this level like Big 12 games and just the atmosphere. It was just exciting to see and just kind of hold on one second. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Okay. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, just basically going to see the games and being in that atmosphere every night. It was definitely an experience and it helped me learn what to do this year, kind of.
I mean, last year, I mean, as you're recovering from the injury, were you able to do some light workouts late in the season? And how easy or hard was it to try to get back into the groove of things?
I was definitely tough. Like my having to sit out for so long, my ankle, my whole leg got very like weak, and it was just smaller than
Mm.
my right. Like I had to really rehab and work hard to get it back, to full
Yeah.
strength, just like whatever percentage I could get it to. So working out with Hunter Eisenhower, that definitely helped me a lot, benefit me, and I mean, I'm back now, so I'm just happy.
Yeah. So, obviously you were recruited by Bobby Hurley and his staff. Um, Taking me back to the recruiting process, what are some of the things, I'm sorry, that attracted you to ASU when the Sun Devils were pursuing you?
Um, I can't lie, the weather first. I love Arizona as a state, so I always kind of wanted to be here, and just seeing the city, seeing the practice facility, and just everything. It was beautiful to me, and I just thought maybe having the opportunity to play in the Big 12 got to be big time for my career and where I want to be at when it comes to basketball.
I mean, for some of the fans that really didn't have a chance to see you play because, like I said, you were injured in an exhibition game before the season even started. Uh, how would you describe your game? And when Bobby Hurley and his staff were recruiting you, what's some of the stuff that really attracted them about you in terms of what you can bring to the table?
I would say my versatility.
Mhm.
Um, they like my length and my size, and then also my ability to handle the ball. So I was gonna play a lot of backup point guard for Mo last year, and
Mhm.
then able to play like the three. And like whenever he needed a break, I could come in and play the one. So it was like just my versatility, being able to put me in different parts of the floor and just guard the best player too. Like just everything that I could do on the floor. That was kind of the main key that they were focusing on for me for the season. It just didn't work out, but all good.
Yeah. So obviously, you go through a very tough season where you're sidelined because of an injury. And on top of everything, now there's a change in coaching staff. And you see basically all of your teammates that were eligible to still play, aside from Bryce Ford, going to the portal. Do you think the fact that you had to sit out the entire year, and I know that you weren't the only player that had that situation, but do you think because you really weren't able to showcase yourself at Arizona State last year, maybe made the decision to stay in Tempe, no matter who the new coaching staff was going to be, or were there some other things that went into consideration?
Definitely some other things that went into consideration, but that I would say that definitely played a role in it too, because you know, just not really having any film to show from like last year or like the whole season or no stats, it's kind of tough to get to a new spot or whatever. But I did have some interest in offers from other schools. It's just I kind of wanted to prove myself and play here. Like honestly, just seeing it, seeing the atmosphere, seeing the arena, just being in the city, it made me want to play here still. And I know Randy Bennett and his coaching staff. I know that they win, and that's what I want to do. So I'm glad I stayed, and I think it was the right decision.
Would it be fair to say you also wanted to stay here for non-basketball reasons? You talked about having a great weather. I'm assuming the lifestyle in Tempe doesn't exactly suck compared to other places in the country. I'm assuming that was also a big part of your decision.
It was. I mean, it's tough. I feel like it's tough trying to move somewhere year after year too. Like a lot of players do, go in the transfer portal and just move every year. And for me, I mean, I didn't get to play. I was just, I mean, being here obviously yes, it's beautiful, but I didn't want to have to like feel like I just came here and I didn't do anything and just up and leave again after 1 year. So it was it just seemed pretty convenient. And I mean, Arizona is where I want to be at.
I mean, you bring up an interesting point because I'm sure obviously you have a lot of friends that are playing college basketball at different levels. Did they talk to you about, oh, I'm so excited to move to school X, and once they're there, they could say, oh man, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Now I got to move to school Y. I mean, did you hear that a lot in the last couple of years, and do you think also that also helped shape your decision?
Yeah, you hear a lot of stories like that with different guys. It could come down to the city, or it could come down to just the basketball reasons, like coaching or anything, or maybe they weren't successful. But yeah, I mean, I heard a lot of that, and for me, it was just kind of, I'll say the opposite. Like I enjoyed it here, so I felt like I could stay and still do good.
Yeah. So, like I said earlier, you weren't the only player on this team last year that had serious injury. Dante Holman was in the same boat as you. Wasn't able to play the entire year. Bryce Ford was kind of in and out of the lineup a little, but also missed a lot of time. When the season ended, did you and Bryce and maybe Adante also had those conversations? Should we stay? Should we go? We didn't have much film to show, which again is probably more applicable to you and Adante compared to Bryce. But did you have those conversations, and we just kind of like trying to advising each other, kind of filling out each other if you want to stay or want to leave?
I mean, yeah, we talked about it a little bit, and like, I can talk to those guys about it. It's just, maybe some guys might have their own decisions to make and whatever their reasons are. So it's like, wherever, if you try to persuade them to stay, it's like, they want to do. But I mean, we definitely talked about it and talked about both options, staying and leaving, and, decisions were made. So.
Yeah. So that's like I said, when you have those conversations with Bryce, and Bryce, I know it's a different situation than you because he grew up here in the Valley. Was Bryce convincing you more to stay at Arizona State, or maybe the other way around? You're convincing Bryce to stay with you in Tempe.
I mean, honestly, by the time we talked about it, we both were kind of already like thinking about staying, so it was like kind of convincing each other. And I mean, we were kind of in the same situation. Like you said, he was in and out of the lineup. I mean, I didn't play all year, so I think he wanted to really be able to prove himself for a whole season and not be hurt. And I think that's what went to his reason for staying, and same for me.
So take you behind the scenes, when there is a coach that's not continuing at Arizona State, who from the athletic department is reaching out to you, reaching out to Bryce and say, "Hey guys, I know the transfer portal is out there, but can you guys bear with us? Let's see who we're hiring as a coach, and maybe then you can make a decision." Can you kind of walk me like through? I mean, who's contacting you? What are those conversations like?
We when coach was first like dismissed, we had a meeting when we came back from the Big 12 tournament, and
Mhm.
that was with Graham. He sat us all down and just talked to us and told us like, you know, we know it's a tough process, moving on from Coach Hurley, but he wanted us to stick it out with
Mhm.
Arizona. like we had some talented players and just didn't work out this year. So conversation that was had, and I mean, he didn't like try to force any of us to stay. It's just like what would work best for us. So for
Mm.
me, I mean, my decision was mostly like family oriented, or like obviously like the coaching staff here. I tried to talk to them too. Just everybody, just tried to get some insight on what I should do, and came to the decision to stay.
So the fact that Graham Rossini, the ASU athletic director, does talk to you and talks to the rest of the team, I mean, you didn't mention that as being the main reason, but I gotta appreciate, I'm sure you would appreciate the fact that somebody that's the head, a guy at Arizona State, comes and takes the time to talk to you, talk to Bryce, talk to the entire team, for that matter. That also makes a difference in your decision.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, you hear that Randy Bennett is hired. Do you like start Googling him right away, see who's Randy Bennett, what his track record is, or maybe did you know about Randy Bennett before he even got hired at Arizona State?
I knew a little bit about his track record, but I had to look him up more because I didn't really know about the history that he had the same in so many seasons and making the tournament. Like I think like 6 seasons straight or however
Mm.
long for. But it was crazy, and I saw winning here. I also had to look into other options and just talk to my people. But I mean, I didn't think that it was like would be ever a bad decision for me to stay. Like
Mm.
I'm just thinking leave as soon as he got hired or anything like that. So I stayed in the portal for as long as I could, and then when I finally got to talk to coach, and we talked for a while, and I talked to some of the assistant coaches, and they convinced me to stay.
Mm. Talk to me. I'm sorry. Can you just kind of walk me through that first conversation you had with Randy Bennett when he first got hired and he's talking to you? What's some of the stuff you still remember from that conversation that's still making an impact today?
I would say the first thing, like, because I had to call in. Well, I had to be on the Zoom when they first met. Because
Mm.
when I first got here, I was out of town, but I was on the Zoom and he was just talking about he wanted to come to Arizona State because this is his home. He wanted to bring relevance back to Arizona State basketball, and I definitely thought that was a big deal. When we actually first like sat down face to face, I was just kind of trying to like fill out where my role would be, but like
Mm.
how the team would look, or his play style, his coaching style, like how would I fit, and I mean, he gave me a lot of good options, and he wasn't. I thought he wasn't sugarcoating anything with me, and I really liked the honesty that he had with me.
So that's the curiosity. When Randy Bennett, makes a decision, okay, I want Vijay Wallace on the team. It's not like Bryce Ford, but he has, a good amount of game film to look at. Does he look at practice footage? Does he look at your junior college footage? I mean, what exactly is he looking at?
Yeah, so I had some practice footage from this year, and
Mm.
also college film, and he saw my size, and kind of like the same thing with last year with my like versatility and my
Mm.
ability. We thought I could do on the court, so I mean, he was definitely interested, and I mean, I was interested in staying. So
Yeah. When you talk about Randy Bennett, what he sees in your game, you talk about versatility. What other specifics, as he mentioned, that really attracts him and wanting you to stay in Tempe?
um, I just think my ability at the guard spot and my size,
Hmm.
it's like kind of a rare combination at college in the college level. So I think he wanted to see me like get better more so than anything, and like just keep getting better, like all my skills, and just especially like on offense, whether it was shooting or attacking off the dribble, coming off ball screen, just all that type of thing. He wanted to just develop my game. So I think that's the biggest reason, and I'm glad I stayed because of that.
And you talked about last year when the season was about to begin and you were still healthy, that maybe you were going to be a backup to Moodum along with playing, the two or the three. Backing up point guard here at Arizona State, is that also an option that you and Randy Bennett discussed?
Definitely, like lately in summer practices or just summer workouts that we've been having, I've been kind of trying to understand the one spot,
Hmm.
more, keep building off that. But I've been playing a lot of that, and then still playing off the ball. So it's just like pretty much 1 through 3, and that's what that have me at.
And when you had limited workouts last season, what are some of the areas of your game you feel that you improved on that can really help you going into this season?
Like limited workouts, you mean like when I was first coming back from my injury?
Yes, exactly.
Definitely shooting because that's kind of a lot of what the workouts were. I couldn't really do a lot of moving yet, like not really any sprinting or running or change of direction stuff. So I was doing a lot of spot shooting and just kind of trying to find my shot again. And Man, it really, I mean, I saw a big improvement in it right away, and I just tried
Mm.
to until it's still now. It's like my shot has been just improving over the summer. Just I'm happy about that. So it's like when I first came back and started playing, I feel like I didn't really lose a step. It's just kind of, I think, mental, getting over the mental hurdles of really coming back and playing from a serious injury. But I definitely think shooting that's where I gained the most.
Yeah, and it's ironic, VJ, because when I was talking to people on the team last year, and obviously I saw you at that Moonlight Madness event that they had. I believe you won the dunk competition, and all people talking about Vijay Wallace, man, he has hops. He has hops. Most athletic player on the team. It's kind of ironic that an injury like that, which doesn't let you showcase your hops for a little while, kind of forces you to work on other areas of the game of your shooting. So nobody wants to go through an injury like you do, but again, ironically, there are some benefits to it in improving your shooting, which in Randy Bennett's offense is huge.
Definitely,
That is something that I believe is helping you quite a lot right now.
no, definitely it is, and it's like, I mean, still coming back, like I can still feel like a little bit of pain or like it's not the same bounce that I had, but
Hmm.
it's still there. So it's like being able to just round out my game even more, like being able to sit out that year and just really work out a lot once I got back. I feel like that helped me majorly. Like this is, I feel like I'm really good right now where my game is at, and I'm just looking forward to keeping improving.
Do you feel like your vertical is still the same as it was before you got injured, or are you still trying to get to that personal best?
I would say it's not the same yet, but I definitely like I can still jump, so I'm not.
Yeah. As far as that first practice under Randy Bennett, what really struck you like from the first moment, like, yeah, this is very different from last year. Not saying better, not saying worse, but just different from last year.
Um, Definitely like the amount of shots that we get up.
Mm.
Like you said, it's a key point in our offense to shoot threes. So I mean, you got to be ready. I feel like you got to be ready to shoot the ball, and you got to he want to really put an emphasis on the little things, like with your game, like all the fundamentals. That's definitely what we focus on. I mean, there's obviously some similarities to last year too, but I feel like we more honed in on the skills, just a little bit more. That's that skills aspect. So that's the biggest difference for me right now.
Would it be fair to say, and I'm not saying it's a negative way, but the style of Randy Bennett is just a slower pace of basketball. Obviously, can still produce good results, even maybe better results than last year. But do you also feel like the pace is different, not in a bad way, but just different than last year?
I would say it's somewhat different, yes, because last year we did focus on more on like pushing the pace, even though this year, pushing the pace is just, I feel like it's just way more shooting,
Mm.
involved. And I mean, we did shoot a lot. Like we were emphasizing the threes last year too. It's just I think this is more structured in a way when it comes to it. Like it's just a little bit different.
Mm. And what about the defensive side of the ball? I know that's really Randy Bennett's calling, really having great defensive teams at St. Mary's. How different is this defense compared to last year?
I think this year we might have more length. Like definitely, we got a lot of bigs, a lot of 7 footers right now, and then just even at the guard spots, like it's just a lot of length, and that's tough to score on. And then obviously, once we get into like more of the summer and preseason, we're gonna, involve more defensive principles. But as of right now, I just can see like the athleticism we have, and that's kind of scary.
So I know it's kind of like a unique situation because this year is pretty much like last year. You're coming into a team. Well, granted, this year you're familiar with the surroundings, the building, the locker room, but it's still a brand new team. It's just you and Bryce from last year. Is it kind of a hard to get that chemistry on the court and more importantly off the court going on right away, or do you feel it's kind of a process just like it was last year?
I feel like it's kind of just a process. Like right now, I mean, I feel like the team has great chemistry, especially on the court. I mean,
Mm.
we'll get the off the court piece, like just through knowing each other more. It's only been like maybe 3 weeks now. We just finished the third week, so I mean, we'll get the more chemistry part. But right now, it's like, I mean, me being comfortable that helps too. Like you said, I'm more familiar with with the city and just like you said, the whole practice, everybody. Like, so it's definitely comfortable. And then just the new team, new guys. I mean, we've been building a lot of chemistry and coaching staff, so. I think right now it's a work in progress, but it's good.
I gotta believe all your new teammates don't bother asking ChatGPT about this or that in Tempe, best restaurant, what's the best way to get to this place? They just ask Vijay or ask Bryce. I mean, do you feel like you're getting a lot of questions like that since all the newcomers arrived here?
I would say yes, a lot of questions, and also like our managers help a lot too with that.
Mm.
Like they tell the guys a lot of different stuff. They even tell me stuff like from just I only been here a year. You know what I'm saying? So some of them been around longer than me. So it kind of helps it in both ways. So I think I mean yeah, that's just kind of like just a learning process for everybody.
And do you feel like because you and Bryce are only returning players from last year, do you feel like your relationship is even stronger and different than it was last year? That maybe kind of like leaning on each other because you have kind of similar storylines coming into this season?
Yeah, definitely, especially because we went through a lot of the same stuff last year, and then obviously we was on the team last year together. So just having that knowledge of us both being here last year, it kind of just carried over to this year.
So coming into this year, VJ, I know that you still want to prove yourself to new coaching staff. Prove yourself to the ASU fans to show them what they were missing last year. Is it easier or harder not to have pressure coming into this upcoming season?
Um, I would say definitely easier than last year, but I wouldn't really put like I try not to put too much pressure on the situation. Like it's basketball. I've been playing basketball my whole life, so it's not really like a pressure thing. It's more so for myself. I'm not trying to just. It's not pressure to perform. It's just like I want to get better, and that's kind of what I'm focused on right now. So, once the season comes, I'll work all of that out. But and then having an injury to come back from that on top of it is like I can't really even focus on just like pressure of like performing. It's more so like I want to get back to where I was, and I still want to do good. Like it's just not really too much pressure though.
Well, Vijay, I really appreciate the time. Thank you so much. Best of luck this upcoming season. And like you said, you just want to show the ASU fans what they were missing last year. So, let's see how this season goes. But thanks a lot for your time. I appreciate it.
Sir, thank you for having me. I appreciate you.